Evening, guys. Nick Dunks. We're here TFSL Friday. I'm joined by the usual Mick. How you doing, Mick?
I do, Dunks. You all right, mate?
Yeah, all good, bud. Jonny, how are you, mate?
Happy New Year to everyone. Yeah, I'm great, thanks. Well, full of man cold, but got to brave it for the show, Anna.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Top stuff. Then we're joined by Aston Villa boss, Simon Toom.
Evening, guys.
Good to have you on, mate. And then we're joined by Spurs boss, Tom Parfitt. How you doing, Tom?
I'm good, thanks. And the rest of you?
Brilliant, mate. Thanks.
Can one of you two try and put an accent on so I know who's who? Come on, you try talking French.
Right, lads. Well, I'm going to start tonight with Tom. We're going to go with Tom first. We're going to talk about your season, Tom. And it looks pretty viewing from where I'm sitting. Can you tell us a bit about it?
Yeah, it's been handy starting it, to be fair. Still unbeaten since I joined them, actually, in competitive games. But yeah, no, we've been lucky with the fixtures. You know, with the real big boys, I don't think we play anyone till week 7, week 8, maybe. So fixtures felt nice for us, and yeah, it's just been a perfect start. Couldn't have asked any more.
Do you want to? We're going to mention your transfers, Tom, because
I thought we might.
You've got to mention them because there's a bit brought up on the feed on the Facebook page, and so we thought we'd mention them. Can you talk us through the Sterling one, because that was the one that seemed to cause a bit of controversy, wasn't it?
Yeah. So basically, you lot alluded to it last week. Cavani was the one I wanted. There's no secret. He's the player I wanted. He was external. He was transfer banned. I didn't have the money to get him, so I had to sell someone. So looking at the squad realistically, the ones I could sell was Eriksen, Ali, or Sterling, one of the three. So basically, flip of a coin. I was never going to sell Dele Alli. He was never going to go. So flip of a coin, really, Eriksen or Sterling. They're basically, to me, you know, I think same player really, ability-wise, both got similar potential. So
can I just ask Tom?
Yeah.
So in answer to everybody's question, what they were wanting to ask, they were all saying to you, why didn't you hold on a week? Because you'd have got 8 million extra for Sterling. Yeah.
Yeah.
So is it because you had to act quickly to try and get Cavani?
It is, and I think I know where you're going with this, but yeah, go on.
That's it. That's all it is, mate. That's all it is. You just felt like you had to try and get Cavani before anyone else got him. No, I'm not saying you up for anything there, mate, at all.
Yeah.
I know you didn't end up getting him, but I'm saying, you know, so that's why you felt you had to act before his rating rise, because you saw a player and you wanted to get him before anyone else did.
Exactly that, yeah. And then,
fair enough.
Yeah, that was some moment, but obviously I didn't get him. I was gutted. My initial plan was to sell Sterling or whoever I sold and invest the whole money, throw every last penny at Cavani.
Yeah.
But then, once I put my bid in, the only other ones that are going for him turned out to be Cardiff. So I'm looking at it and thinking, well, it's Cardiff, you know, they finished down the bottom. They're probably not that flush.
Yeah.
You know, so I thought, well, I'll just go in a bit low, going a little bit lower. You know,
you did also, go low though, didn't you?
I did. There's, well, 2 reasons. Firstly, I thought Cardiff probably wouldn't have the funds to go too high.
How much was he worth?
22, was it? And
22. Did you go 24-1 or something? And he went 24-2.
It was something like that, yeah. But then, so I was looking at it, I thought Cardiff probably wouldn't have a great deal. And also I was factoring in, well, he's going to be second choice behind Kane, regardless of how good he is.
Yeah.
And yeah, it just went tits up at the end.
No problem. Yeah, well, fair enough. You know, if that's what happened, that's what happens, you know.
Yeah. That's it. Coming on and telling the story, I say. You know what I mean?
I have. Can I just give my point of view? I mean, I were a bit puzzled about Sterling. I mean, everybody else was saying he was going to go up and why don't you keep him? But I can understand where you're coming from in a way, Tom, because, you know, I know it's not a target-based game like other game worlds, but, you know, your top 6 has still got pressure on. In a lot of respect, all eyes are on you. When when you move from Bournemouth to Tottenham, same with me, from Fulham to Arsenal, you know, all eyes are on you. And I think your mentality were a little bit like mine. You thought you'd missed the boat a little bit. I mean, I come to Arsenal. You know, your Griezmann's gone, your Messi's gone, your Ronaldo's gone. You know, I mean, you bought Koke and you bought Busquets, which you probably overpaid for a bit. But I can't knock you because Jonny went in for Busquets and you had to bid in, and I actually put a bid in for Koke. And I mean, people don't realise that, you know, I actually come in at Arsenal and I looked at my team and I thought, I've missed the boat here. You know what I mean? A lot of these players, your 96ers are gone. I seem to have squared it up with 93s, but you are under that pressure because the spotlight's on you to play catch-up.
Spot on, absolutely.
That market's drying up like a flipping riverbed in flipping Ethiopia.
Yeah, Cavani was the last one, really, wasn't he? Once he's gone, that's it. I think Higuain's probably the best external now. Off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But I like on my I've got Coultroni. I know his birthday were coming up and he'd rising. They seem to get to 21 and they actually don't go down in up to about 21, 22. On the birthday, they actually gain value. It's only after that they actually start going down in value. And Coultron went up £4 million. So as soon as he went up and he went from 12 to 16, he was straight on my transfer list. I just couldn't understand why you didn't hang on to Sterling and then make a decision after his rise.
Yeah, as I was saying, if Cavani hadn't been on the open market, Sterling would still be here. It's simple as that. But
yeah, that's fair enough. I remember Tom's intro, well, not an intro video, but his first interview at Tottenham. And his first interview, he said straight away, all that, we're lacking a Messi, Neymar, a big player. He's missing that type of player. So that was the first thing he said he was going to plan to do. And he's gone out and done it. But, he stuck to what he said in that interview when you go back and watch what he said.
Yeah.
So fair play, Tom. And then you've come out and you've explained what you've done, and it all adds up to me. So fair play, mate, in my opinion.
Yeah. And the other thing I'll say as well, I think it was, you said a minute ago, it's not a target-based game world, but I did also say when I first got this one, there's a video out there somewhere, I said that if I haven't by the end of next season, season 3, if we haven't done a cup final or top 2 in the league, then I'll walk away and drop down the leagues again. So kind of part of me wishes I hadn't said that now, but, it's out there, I said it, and I'll stick to it if it don't happen. So
you're like that in a lot of game worlds, Tom, and you do it as well. You stick to your word, mate. I've seen it. So fair play. Right, we'll just stay on you for a minute, Tom, before we go to Simon. So you faced this right start. Chelsea, Arsenal, brilliant starts as well. City look like they're getting back on track. Celtic are really surprising at the minute. But who's caught your eye then, Tom? Is anyone catching your eye at the minute?
Celtic, you mentioned there, Celtic, they're the ones. And to be fair, in the close season, I was looking at their transfers and I was looking at them closely because about 3 or 4 of the ones they bid were on my shortlist. Yeah. I think they've done really well. And the obvious candidate as well is Chelsea with Mark. But I think, to be honest with you, I think if anyone finishes above Chelsea, they'll win the league. I think that's...
Well, we're on the top of Division 1, Jonny. I'll have a quick word with you a minute. How's this week gone then, mate? How are you feeling now to get them 2 wins under your belt?
I suppose I don't want to sound like a snob here, though, Nick, but I'm still a little bit anxious because I've only just kind of scraped through them games. It's like I was playing Notts Forest at home, and like I say, I don't want to be disrespectful to Forest, but I should be rolling teams like that over, and that comfortably. And we're a few minutes to go. It was 3-2. He only had 2 shots on target and scored twice. I had 10 shots on target and scored 4. But I only scored that 4th goal in 88th minute, so it could have been a lot closer than what the score says, And I forget what my other score was, but again, I only have 3-1. But that again, I think that was 2-1 late up to the end, and I only scored a 3rd in last minute. But so I'm only just scraping through. I'm having lots of shots, lots of possession. But I've been speaking to Mick about this at length, and I really do believe, and I think Roach is a prime example for this. I don't think Soccer Manager like teams with too many changes.
Maybe.
I really do.
But
I think they like a settled side.
I'm a big believer in momentum on SM, Jonny.
Yeah.
A couple of wins can often give you that momentum, so I'll be interested to see how you get on in the next week.
Yeah, me too, fella.
I'm a big believer in that. Once you lose it, it's hard to get it back. That's my experience.
Dunks, I mean, like I said, me and Johnny has talked at length, and he just says after the first couple of games, what do you think I should do? And I said to him, until you get back on track, forget squad rotation, play your strongest. We're not yet in League and Shield Cups, so we can, your squad's getting back to 100% pretty fast because we're not yet. What I'd do, in my opinion, Jonny, would be play your full strength squad every game and get that, like you said, get that momentum back. You know what I mean? And forget about rotating squad until you get back into winning ways. I think he's took my advice. Whether it was good or bad, I don't know.
Right, Mick. We'll talk about Arsenal now, mate, because they're really impressing, aren't they? Let's be honest. They've come out 4 out of 4. So you tell me what's happening at Arsenal, Mick? Anything different? Or is it just the buys have improved you?
I think my buys have improved. I've narrowed my squad down. I think I'm still a little bit short, maybe 1 or 2 players shorter having a full squad rotation. You know what I mean? But looking at Tom, I'm half a season at Tottenham. I'm just beginning my second season. I'm half a season, and I actually walked in thinking I'd missed boat on a lot of players. Arsenal they'd signed 87 and 88 rated players, and then your Liverpools are signing Messi's. So it were like Tom, you're under pressure then to play catch up. I think I've been a little bit smarter in market that I've waited for cash deals to be done rather than trade players in 1-for-1. So I've waited for cash, which you're always going to get £3 or £4 million more, even on externals. And I seem to have got quite a balanced squad now, which I think I'm capable of fighting in Cup and Shield and putting a decent performance in League. Whoever player's not 100%, I've got 93s, 92s now as replacement. And that's where I think Tom's, because he's done 2-for-1 at Busquets and Koke, and I can't blame him for that because me and Jonny both went in for them type of players, so the quality players. But I think he's just left his squad a little bit thin on ground to start fighting in Cups and Shield. And I think once we start getting once we start getting his fitness levels dropping, I think you'll see Tom. I mean, my advice would be for Tom is if he would concentrate on League and probably fold on Cups because his squad's a bit thin on ground. You know what I mean? In depth, but he's had to do that to get quality of players he wants in, and I can fully understand trying to play catch up. So I'm on your side a little bit away, Tom. In your philosophy.
Yeah.
Okay, lads, we're gonna talk to Simon in a minute now. So just gonna have a look at we're gonna look in more depth later at Division 1. We've not left it. So Simon, you're in Division 2, mate. Last season, just below mid-table, I think, for Villa.
Yeah. I had an awful start. Made some big purchases. A little bit more of an older player. Which then got me on a run and moved me up the table, and then I sort of stabilised myself there.
And this season, well, it's not a dream start, mate, is it, for you?
No. I think the big thing is I lost, my main link last year was John Terry. He was my main centre-back. He obviously retired. I had to look at alternatives. I got in the young Argentinian defender, Sencia, which I hope you do the Argentinian rating because he hopefully will go up from an 80 quite clearly. But I'm only left with 2 centre-backs, Thomas Callas and Simon from Belgium. And really, even though they got an 86, they're not my ideal team players that I would have. So it's really, I've decided this season I'm going to stick to my guns, go for the age. I've got a squad of around about, I think, 25 now. And I'm going to play and look around with the youngsters that are coming up. And I just hope they start looking at the ratings because, I've got Jack Grealish and he's an 83. And there's no way he's an 83 in real life.
No.
I've just been saying, Simon, that flipping Phil Foden only went up to 82. I mean, he's on fringe of Man City, for God's sake, and he's gone up to 82. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I think it's been a bit poor rating review this year. I think a lot of managers have come, but Richie's commented on it. Richie, there's a lot of managers commented on SM's laziness, I think it is.
Yeah, same with me. Foyth at Tottenham as well is another one.
Yeah.
He's just been capped by Argentina as well, anytime.
Yeah.
And they've, like Richie said, they've the bottom teams in the French reviews got a better review than Foyth, who's playing for Spurs and just been capped by Argentina.
That's it.
Logic to it.
Playing for Argentina, playing Champions League, and he's an 83.
Simon.
Yeah.
For sake of repeating myself, and I usually ask most managers this, are you same as a lot of others that you've been playing like game worlds where you're playing against AI teams, and then these game worlds are that intense? I mean, Jonny will say Senna, I think he did when he won league, and I'll say Arsenal. There's plenty of managers that are quite capable of managing Arsenal and Man City. There's the league's full of quality managers, whether you're talking about Dundee, whether you're talking about Kilmarnock. Are you a little bit surprised when you've come into these game worlds how competitive it is and how much harder it is playing against these like semi-empty game worlds where you're playing against AI teams?
Well, 100%. I only got into it because Rob Harris suddenly found me in one of the game worlds that I was doing and offered me the chance. When I came over, I got nothing about being part of these sort of chats on a weekly basis, inputting stuff on Facebook and everything. I was just logging on, putting my squad out. I was buying the players that I really wanted, and I was winning every game, left, right, and centre. When I first came over, it was a struggle. I've now got more into it. My only problem was at the end of the season resulted, and I work in a hospital, and it went a little bit ballistic over the Christmas period. And it's even like today, we were on black status today in A&E. So it's just a manic time for me. So I wasn't able to get some of the players I wanted. But I live in Gillingham, and I'm a Gillingham supporter as well. So I look for players that are in the lower divisions that are young, could develop and move up. And, we were talking, I know we just mentioned ratings, but, I went out and got Bradley Dack. And most people were surprised I went and got him. But he's possibly on the verge of going to the Premiership, and he's a rating of 80. But I can't get him on the squad because if I put him in my team, it doesn't hold the midfield together. So I like the competitiveness. I like the fact that if I can stay at one club, and I said this to Dunk earlier on, I'm not one that I want to look at moving on to the big guns. I'd rather be just in one club and develop it. I like to see the youngsters come through. And I think I mentioned in a previous one, I used to do a male fantasy football league, and that used to give me so much pleasure going out on the internet and finding young players, watching games. My wife was gobsmacked once when I started talking about Czechoslovakia and about all these young players that were coming through, and she said, why have you got so much interest in that? But that's why I was able to pick up shit, because I picked him up at a really good way.
Simon, my wife was a bit shocked when I said I wanted to go to Prague and Amsterdam as well. Purely scouting,
Would you believe it? I've never been there.
Purely scouting reasons,
But it's like you said, you were winning leagues, Simon. You're setting teams up, and you just logging on bike play, and you win at leagues, and you think you're top bollocks at bee's knees, and then you come into these leagues and you quickly put in your place by other managers that.
And you got to think. That's the thing. I'm now starting to sit down, and I'm now going on the internet to find out what the best formations are to counterbalance against another team. I must admit, I'm amazed at some of the managers. They just look at what formation you play, and they just put out the same formation.
Yeah, much more.
And the other thing I find amazing also is where some of the squads are quite small. In real life, you have injuries, and you might get one injury in a blue moon. And I think that is the only thing I probably dislike about the whole game system, is that you don't get injuries come in play, because you get all these teams. I've got, you look at my division and you look at, I'm going to be nice to them because they beat me the other night, but Southend, they've got an average age of 35, well, I don't know any squad in this country or in the world that has a squad of 35 that they don't start pulling hamstrings left, right, and centre. And that would make it really difficult for some of the teams that have decided to put a lot of money in a small squad with no development of youngsters, and then suddenly they lose 3 or 4 players with an injury.
I mean, SM could do something with game engine. Maybe make some of these older players where, they don't recover as fast from previous games. So you have to put your young uns in because the vitality is a little bit better, and it wouldn't take much to just adjust game engine. Just to put a bit of reality in. But again, they've got that many things going on. I think they're just getting a little bit lazy with this sort of system that they're playing at minute.
Well, I said the other thing I laughed at, I'd said to Ian Imber at West Brom the other night, because we both sort of come out with the same sort of ideas and the way we want to go forward. And I said, I don't think I've watched any games where I sit and watch them on at the end when the game's been played. I think I've hit the crossbar and post more times in games that I've ever seen in real life. The other night I must have hit the post 17 times. And I've never seen that ever. So
maybe your team thought they were playing crossbar challenge.
Well, if I was, I won. I was the champions of it every game. Yeah. But no, I must admit, I love this side. Last season I was getting a lot of flack because I was Villa. I wasn't going up the league, so I went out and I bought some older players just to give me some depth. But now this season I've decided to go back to my guns and say, look, I'll keep them at the moment, but I'm going to bring in some youngsters. I've just got another young lad coming in, all being well. The transfer's just been accepted. That's going to be a young USA striker. So it gives me a bit of flexibility, and I'll see how they develop.
Well, to be honest, Simon, looking at Villa and looking at the attendances, you've got a little bit more money to play with than a lot of other teams in your division. So I think people will be looking and expecting a little bit more out of Villa in long term, yeah?
Yeah. And, as I said, you look at my front line and you look at, I've got Schick up front. He's a young lad. I've obviously, I mentioned earlier on, I've got Alphonso Davies, who I saw play for Vancouver when I went to Canada a few years ago, and was impressed then. So I try to keep track of him. And I've got a couple of other players I've bought in, and hopefully they'll develop. This season I've gone out and I bought a couple of Romanian under-21 squad players that I think will come good in the end. But I've just got to be patient and wait for the ratings to go up.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking at the bottom of the table, mate, and there's some big guns down there with you. I've got to be fair. Rangers down there, they got a big stadium. Sunderland, another team, big stadium. Leeds. Maybe
Dunks.
Yeah.
You know James better than me, fella. Maybe you can answer this. My only fear for such as Simon is if he ends up taking Villa down because he's investing all his time in his youth.
Yeah.
And then when he reapplies for his job, obviously because the bottom three get sacked now, don't they?
Yeah.
So will he get his job back because he's getting youth, or will he not because he hasn't been getting results?
I think that comes to a one-to-one decision between the sack managers and how they've. I think if they're active, they've looked after the team. James will take that into consideration, he said, didn't he? So it'll be assessed on a team-to-team basis, I believe.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, if it comes to being active, there's no more active than being on TFSL Friday and putting your face to the camera and having balls to answer some questions.
Sam has been on twice now.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I mean. I've got to applaud both these guys tonight because Tom's come on and knew he was going to have to answer a few tough questions. Yeah. He's come on. He's wanted to come on. He's asked me to come on. And Simon's got off to a shocking start and he's begged me to come on as well. And I can't applaud that enough.
Top banana, lads.
Winning, but I love it when guys come on when they're,
I mean, don't get me wrong, Dunks. I mean, we've asked Tom some difficult questions. I think we might have been, but how can you argue against a bloke that's got 12 points from 12 points.
Well,
I think if it had been failing, we might have been a bit more savage with him.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm fed up of reading about Tottenham's bloody wins.
Right, guys. So I've been speaking to James this week, and I've said from next week onwards we're going to add something different to the show. Just a 10-minute slot we can all get involved with. I'm still in the discussion about it, but James has come up with some cracking ideas. It's a bit of fun, really. So it's something we can add to the show. What everyone will enjoy every week. Yes, mate.
Donks, try and speak into your phone a bit better, mate. You're sounding quite distant, mate.
Yeah. Sorry. So I'll repeat that again. I've been talking to James this week, and I asked him if there was anything we could add to the show, something what gives us a bit of a trademark, a little bit different. And, you know, he's come up with some brilliant ideas, and I'll reveal them next week to you, Jonny, and you, Mick, and the guest. And hopefully we'll push on with that next week. I'm not revealing it, but it'll be something new for us all to do next week on the show. It's a bit of fun, and I think it's something the viewers will enjoy as well.
Brilliant. We're always up for something new.
Yeah. Right. Anything else you want to ask Simon, guys? Jonny, do you want to ask Simon anything?
No. So regardless of if you're halfway through the season, fella, and you're still at bottom, you won't be tempted to get any older players, fella, no?
No. I've got, you know, if you look at my squad at the moment, I've got the older players in that I got in last month. I was unlucky. I've lost I've forgotten his name now, the Polish winger. I've lost him for 3 games because he got sent off. So, you know, that's a slight problem because I'm struggling on the right-hand side. So I've had to push Schick back over to the right-hand side, but that's not his favourite place. I'm stick to it, but I'm going to probably go back to what I did last season and stick to my guns with the certain formation, the certain team that I always pick week in, week out. And if I win, I win. If I lose, I lose. But I won't go down. I'm going to say that comfortably.
Oh, I like that, Simon. I like that, buddy. Fighting talk.
Right,
Simon.
Yeah.
Why haven't you used loan system?
Don't even go there on that one. I was after a striker. I'm a bit weak. I had to, for me to bring in Zerjak from Empoli, I had to get rid of a couple of my strikers for the money side of it. I thought I'd done a loan deal in a text message. I was told that the player that I was after was possibly going to be sold, but I wasn't told that at the time that there was anybody else that put in a loan for him or discussed anything. So I put all my money in the hat and stayed with that. Didn't bid for anybody else. And then suddenly the following night, or the night that I was supposed to be told, I thought I'd check it out and then discovered he'd already been loaned out that day. I did put a comment on Facebook.
Name and shame?
It's horrible to say actually because it's my Premiership team. It's Chelsea's Mark. He's apologised, but I'm very scrutiny on that one, and I won't do a deal again with that because, as far as I'm concerned, you know, I've got the message on the system that quite clearly says, you know, the deal. I won't make a decision. I'll let you know because I want to sell him because I want to make money. And I said, okay, let me know because I'm desperate for a striker. He's at Villa in real life. I know he's talking about going to Wolves now, isn't he?
Tammy Abraham.
And
he's loaned him to Noisy.
I can't remember. Isn't it Norwich or Millwall? I think he's gone to Millwall.
Yeah, Millwall. Yeah, he's loaned him to Millwall. Noisy.
But you know, I did what I was asked to do. I didn't put in a bid because he was selling. So I sat comfortably, waited for the day that I was going to get this text, and I didn't get anything. So I thought I'd go on and see what happened. He'd already gone. So, you know, that's life. I can live with it. It's only a game. It's not the end of the world if I don't get the player. But then by that stage, then every other player that I've gone for in the top division, it just keeps coming up. Chairman won't loan him out. Chairman won't loan him out. So I've got to stick to guns.
As we go back to a conversation I had last week on this time last week, you know, there's a certain amount of respect that managers should have towards each other. about playing, silly fool and outbidding each other and putting false bids in, and if you do come to a verbal agreement, with some of these managers, unless it's a genuine mistake, you expect them to follow through with these agreements, and I think if you start, playing like Wild West with things and there's no sort of internal I don't mind by James, but I mean by a little bit of respect between managers. I think things start falling down, don't they? You know what I mean? And if
I agree. Don't get me wrong. It's a general. Obviously, it was a general mistake. He obviously agreed something prior to me. Had forgotten about it. I just will live. As I said, I'll live with that. It's a shame because he would have been perfect for me. He would have played every game up front. He's also scoring the goals, isn't he, for Millwall as well?
Yeah.
So it's just a shame. But I think the more thing is, it's like when I look around at some of the players that would have done me good, and I can't get them on loan because even though a rating of 86, 87, they've been blocked for some reason. Chairman won't let them out.
I'll just do a quick call to Kev Wright at Bradford. I loaned him a player, and part of the agreement was that he'd play him 50% at games. Kev messaged me earlier on in the week and he just says, he signed, I think it was Vermeulen he'd signed, and it was that Mavra Panos, that young Greek player that plays for Arsenal. He says, and I don't think I'm going to reach his 50% target. He says, so, I don't think he'll get the game time that were part of the deal. You're quite welcome to withdraw him. And I said, look, I'll put him on news feed. If anybody's interested, I'll ask for him back. If they're not, he can stop with you. Somebody were interested with him. I think it was Coleraine, I'm not sure. And I pulled him back from Bradford. So fair play to Kev that, because he weren't using him to his full potential, he gave me a chance to pull him back and to loan him to somebody else who were going to play him. And I think that's what managers who have got these loan players out there should start looking at their loanees and saying, look, am I going to play him?
Sweet dreams.
And give other people a chance, Simon, to loan, such as like Villa. You know what I mean?
Well, it's like me.
I had, last season I did the same with Hudson De Hoy. I had him on loan. After about 18 games, I'd only had him on the subs bench. He just wasn't playing. He wasn't performing well. So I just contacted the manager and said, look, there's no point in me having him. Why don't you try to loan him out to somebody else in a lower division? And he said, okay, and he just took him back. Then that's when it all kicked off about how many players that Chelsea had loaned out, how many they had in the squad, and then it all started getting a little bit touchy. So, that's I agree. I've put a Villa. I must have 9 players up for loan. I've had nobody after any of them. So
see you in the morning.
I've done that with Foden this week. He didn't rise to what I believed he would. Sent him straight back to Jonny, and Jonny, you've sent him straight out to Division 4, I believe, haven't you, mate?
I just put a message up saying Foden's happy to go to any Division 4 club, and straight away Burton got in touch, so he went to Burton.
Brilliant stuff.
I said first come, first served, and that
when this loan gate come out, Dunks, I think a lot of onus were put on these first division clubs to be careful who they loan to and to look. But I think actually now it's incumbent on some of these other clubs that have got loanees to look at them and to say, look, is it fair me keeping him now? Or like what Kev Wright did, message me and say, look, I'm happy to have him as backup, but if he's more used to somebody else, and you've got to tip your hat to certain managers that are allowed to do that.
Absolutely. Right, next thing. Cup's coming up soon, guys. Tom, how serious are you taking cups this season, mate? Is it something on your agenda, or?
I'd love to win one of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll quite win the league, so opposite to what was said earlier on, I think I might actually focus on winning a cup if it comes to it. If we're going to be top 4, then I might go. As a later rounds progress, I might look at going for a cup win actually.
Can I just say, Tom?
Yeah.
When you said you wish you hadn't said within 2 seasons, if you haven't come second and won a cup, you're going to leave. And then you said, I wish I hadn't have said that now.
Yeah, not because I don't think we'll do it, but I'll just be glad to leave.
What I'm saying is, buddy, end of the day, it's not set in stone that, that's not a target set by anyone. You don't have to leave. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know, but I've said it now,
if you finish third or, fourth or, that's good enough for Tottenham. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know that, but, I kind of feel like once you've said something, it's said then, isn't it?
You can't be too hard on yourself. You can't be too hard on yourself, Tom.
I'll probably win the league anyway, so it won't matter.
Fair enough, fella. Fair enough.
Simon.
Don't like a bit of self-confidence.
Simon, Division 2 then. What's your take on the Cup? How are you going to take the Cup? A Division 2 side, realistically, it'd be a long shot you winning the Cup, wouldn't it?
Oh, big time.
You
look at some of the squads in Division 2, and they could hold their ground in Division 1 easily. And I think it'll be where with the Cup. I think this season where the league is, I think that's more important to stay in it. So I probably will give some of the youngsters a run out and make some big changes, and let everybody have a game and see how they get on. I think the only way that they're going to improve is if they do that anyway. So don't expect much from Villa in the Cup, that's for certain.
Good stuff, mate.
I hope I get Villa.
Jonny, are you taking the Cup serious this year, mate? Are they on your agenda?
Me?
Yeah.
Me? Are you asking me if I'm taking Cup seriously?
I've got to ask the question. I want to know.
I'm in to win everything, fella.
That's what I like to hear, Jonny.
Just like Man City in real life, you've got to be out to win everything, haven't you, when you're a big club?
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. But you've got to ask the questions, mate.
Fair enough, fella. But no, I'm out to win everything. Absolutely everything.
Yeah. Okay. Mick's done a runner. What's that say? He's done a runner. Hey, he's done a runner on the Cup. Yeah. You don't want to answer.
Why? What's it saying?
He's gone.
No. Oh, he hopes he's back. He's probably gone for a beer.
Ah. Bloody hell.
What about you, Dunks? Are you going for it?
Well, Division 3 club, mate. So I'm just obviously, if I can win a few rounds and get a few home draws, that's priceless to a team like me. So I'll weigh up the draw, weigh up the opposition. If I think I can win a few rounds, then I'm going to go for it, mate. Just for a few quid. But, that's all you can hope for in a Division 3 club, to be fair. Mick, so we're on about the cups, mate. I've asked everyone, are they taking them serious? We've had differing account. How are Arsenal treating the cup?
I'm taking them very serious. This is why I've tried to build a squad up that I can rotate and I can bring quality players in.
Stop knocking on the door.
I may have missed out on your 96s, you think, but I think I've got a very balanced squad.
Stop knocking on the door. I'll give you a cuddle later on. All right. Lovely lads.
Simon's telling you he loves you, Mick.
Yeah, I think it will be.
That's the Tottenham manager telling an Arsenal manager he loves him.
It weren't me.
Nah,
Simon.
Daughter. I've told my daughter not to come in, and she's next door, and she's knocking on her bedroom wall, and she's just phoned me and said, "I need a cuddle. Can I come in, please?"
Brilliant.
Well, I don't know if you picked up on it, but I'll just
things like that, mate. I love stuff like that on these shows. Brilliant.
My boy, I don't know if you picked up on it. My boys have just come in and give me a kiss goodnight.
Yeah, that's brilliant. That's what.
She's now gone downstairs sulking. She's now pretending to cry. She's acting now. She's gone into act mode.
All this stuff adds stuff to the shows, guys. They're great in my opinion. So brilliant. Right, we're going to look at the tables now. We're going to start down in Division 4 then, guys.
Okay.
Right, so obviously no relegation. I'm going to pick up on St Mirren, my old side. That's Albion. Poor fellow, he's had 20 shots on target and he's only scored 1 goal. It's harsh life down there at the bottom of Division 4. I feel bad because it's my old team,
Yeah, you left it in the right mess, Dunks.
It's still the team I look for every week, and the one guy I really had high hopes for in St Mirren suffered a stroke in real life. So it affected his rating. He was starting in La Liga, He'd scored a goal, and he suffered a minor stroke. He's not played since. So
Was that Dunks?
I can't fit. I sold it anyway. Young midfielder, mate, Parfitt or someone like that. I think his name was. Gutted for him because I did put quite a bit on that, thinking it'd be a quick, fast raise, to bring money in. So it backfired, and I have to put my hands up to that one, Albion. Sorry, mate. Anyway, I'm looking at the division. A week's passed, and Wrexham obviously standing out. That's 4 wins on the bounce for Wrexham.
Yeah. Pablo?
Yeah.
Rat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat.
No surprises it. Well done, Pablo, bud. Keep it up. Dundee lost their first game of the season, I think, this week, didn't they?
They know how to score, Dundee, but they certainly know how to let them in and all, Dunks.
Yeah, they're definitely burning the candle at both ends, aren't they? It was a 3-2 defeat, weren't it? So, who did they...
Was it?
I can't remember now.
I want to say Bohemian, I don't think it was there, was it? Or was it?
Yeah, it was Bohemian, yeah. Yeah, brilliant, that was. That was a top result. Danny Codger. Brilliant stuff, Danny. Because Rob's got a good side there, and that's, anyone who beats Rob this season, that's the top result, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I've got a shout out to Warren.
I think Rob's also loan free as well, Dunks, isn't he?
Is he loan free?
Yeah, he's not loaned a player in.
Oh, well, I don't know, mate. I don't know. I've not
whether he's took long gate to art, but all his players are his own, so fair play
right,
to him.
No loans, mate. No loans, but he's got a nice side there, Rob. Very nice side.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, if you look at Shamrock Rovers, I was looking at that, and they've actually done really well on the loan market, and they've got they've got some really good loans in. Andy's done a good job on that one.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to mention Warren now because Warren had a shocker last season, didn't he, in Division 3? Rooted to the bottom all year, and he's 6th this year in Division 4. He's obviously took the game world a different route. He's done an experiment, backfired, and now the Warren we all know's come back, and he's competitive now in Division 4. So a big shout out to Warren.
I think you put more posts on last season when he were losing every game. He only sings when he loses.
Who else we got? Motherwell, Paul Crowther. He's only lost one. They're still up there. Early days. The other Dundee, they was a team I picked to dark horse, Dundee United, and they got off to a shocking start, and they've won 2 this week. So great stuff out Dundee United.
I know I took every penny he got when he bought Patterson from me.
Yeah, and we've got to talk about Andrew Flint at Burton. He got off to a good start last season. He's following that good start up at Burton. And like you say, he's got Foden now to add to the mix. Cork, another side going well. That's Billy. We spoke about Billy last week, class manager. The other team, Ross County. Liam Smith, great stuff there. Is there anyone else?
Yeah.
It's early days
Better,
yet, so we can't really go into great depth with these tables, can we? But
Someone else's.
Somebody else's.
we're going to Division 3, guys. Yeah.
So just before Ron did for, just quickly,
it's cool.
Just to say about Gordon States and Johnston. Sorry to see him go.
Oh, absolutely.
I hope whatever it is not too bad, and he's back soon.
Yeah. Sorry to see Gordon go.
Gordon who?
Lejonski.
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
St Johnston manager.
Yeah.
I can't do any better, to be honest.
Mick.
Yeah.
It's the Gordon Keystone Forum.
That's the one.
That's the
That'll do. Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, he left today. Not quite got enough time on his hands, I don't think, and personal reasons. So it's a shame. Wish you all the best, mate.
Yeah, hope you can come back soon, fella.
Absolutely. So we're going to my division now. So I've gone from 5th to 13th in a week. Not great, is it? Again, I've got to praise Martin Walters, 10th with Derry. He's 1-2 and drew 1 of his last 3 games. I think that's amazing for Derry. Very small side. Great stuff. Noisy at the top. What can you say? No surprise there. I think a lot of people's tips to win the title.
I mean, it's come down. Let's be fair. It's come down with a Division 2 side. So, I mean, he took it on later on its season and weren't good enough to save him. But he's come down with a Division 2 side, and you'd expect him to be where he is.
Yeah, but what he's done this week, he's smashed the Argentinian market, Mick. He's so clued up. He knows what's coming, and he's going to cash in again now on the Argentinian market. He's always 2 steps in front, Noisy.
Yeah, so if you want to talk about coming down with the Division 2 side, have a look at Hull at the other end of the table.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that puts it into perspective, don't it? Hull are doing the exact opposite. I don't know what's happening to Nath. He's got 2 draws. At least he's on the board. Plymouth were unbeaten. Who's their manager? Can't get him up. Andy Martin. Good stuff, Andy. My PC at work so slow, guys. Peterborough are in 3rd. Hearts in 4th. Bradford, Kev Wright doing a good job in 5th, unbeaten. Well done, Kev. 6th spot is Portsmouth. Snake. And they are, I think, the unbeaten sides. I don't see any other unbeaten sides in the division.
Did you say Peterborough's up there?
Flying.
Sorry?
Oh yeah, Peterborough up there. Yeah, that's Tom's. Tom supports them in real life, Jonny.
Yeah, what I'm saying is respect to the manager, because he just escaped relegation on the last day, didn't he?
Yeah. Is he the one that's a real life manager and all?
It says some Scottish 3rd division manager or something.
Yeah.
Billy Bonds, is it? Something Bonds?
Yeah. Dale Bonds, is it? Yeah.
Yeah. So he's doing well there to turn that round.
I mean, when you look at financial clout that sort of Sheffield Wednesday have and Blackburn, and then you see Derry in 10th place, it's it is reflective of like I say, he has used loan market. He's only got 1 loan here, though.
Derry.
So all his players are his own again.
Yeah, and then you've got Birmingham below him, Bums, and Sheffield Wednesday, which are huge clubs. Compared to Derry, So anyway, it's early days yet. I'm not knocking anyone. It's early days. Richie will be disappointed. He's only 15th.
I mean, what did you say you just dropped from Dunks?
Well,
this is
yeah, I've dropped 10 places in a week, Mick. So,
I mean, this is what happens early doors in season, Dunks.
Absolutely.
And 1 win and you could actually go back up 10 places.
Yeah. That's why I want to give guys a shout out, because the league moves so often. I want to give guys who get to near the top 6 a shout out every week, because it changes every week at the moment. So give a manager a shout out.
We ought to have a manager of the week for each of the league. Division 4 manager of the week, Division 3 manager.
Exactly. That's another feature we can bring into the show, Jonny. Good hit, mate. Anyone else got anything to add on Division 3? Anyone catching your eye? No.
Okay. I don't think so.
We'll move on now then to Division 2. The big mover this week is James. Norwich have got up to 6th. They was bottom 2 this time last week. So James has recovered with 2 wins this week. Good stuff, mate. Brighton have
weren't he in relegation zone 2 games at Dunks?
Yeah, they was. He got 1 point last Sunday before last Sunday's game, Mick.
Yeah.
David Fletcher, Brighton, they're my pick to win the league. They was at the start of the season. He's fought very, very well. They're a very strong side, I think. Crystal Palace come down last year. They're looking to go straight back up. They're looking very strong. Reading. Who is Reading? Did they
Cam,
innit?
Cam.
Oh, of course it is. Yeah, Cam come up with them last year. No surprise to see Cam there, is it? He'll be challenging at the end of the season, I'm sure. Southend. That's another one. Glenn, you know what you get with Glenn. He's gonna go old, and he's gone old again, and but he's getting results, mate. He could be in Division 1 next year, you know. You can't knock what he does. He gets results, Glenn.
So long as you get your results with your old players, you can't. Nothing sticks to you, does it?
No, exactly, and that's what Glenn does, mate. So you know you can knock him all you want. That's what he does.
Oh, he's a good manager.
Yeah,
he gets his results.
The point being is if it don't pay off,
no,
then you start struggling with a spiraling club that's going downwards. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, it's a huge gamble he's taking, but it's one he believes in.
The good thing about going golden old at minute is like we've just referred back to. SM is that lazy now that you can actually sit on golden olds and they don't seem to be going backwards.
No,
they're just holding the ratings.
Yeah. So then we've got Middlesbrough in fifth. That's Greg Billington, another class manager. Swansea in seventh. I think that's Mark. No, it's Daniel Hughes. Sorry, Daniel. Sorry, I don't like to mention you on these shows because always getting the kiss of death. But he is doing well. Preston in eighth. Honestly, this computer's so slow. I want to kick its ass.
It's a bad tradesman that blames his tool, Mick.
Who else? It's really been a poor week for the bottom 11.
Hey, they don't.
They've had the bottom 11 have had a poor week this week. You know, you look at the Reds and it's all down the bottom. I don't know whether that's an early pattern for Division 2, but it's a bit alarming. There's a lot of
a couple of top managers out there who I like to see how they're doing. How's Rangers and Sheffield United doing?
Rangers are 16th, mate. That's Christine.
16th?
Yeah.
I spoke to Chris today, and he's working 12 hours on a golf course. He said he's in Vegas, and I think he's eager to get on. He's another one eager to get on. He's not going to ride. You know, he knows it's not good enough. Who was the other one, Johnny?
Sheffield United
are mid-table, aren't they?
Taylor.
I think they're mid-table.
11th.
Yeah, Harvey's not having a bad start, really. He lost his last one, but he was unbeaten until his last one, to be fair to him.
So a surprising one for me at the minute is my old club, Bournemouth. Down there.
Yeah, Michael won't be happy with that, I'm sure.
Whereabouts are there?
14th.
Yeah.
4 points.
Manager, Michael Bowes.
Yeah. It's interesting. Ipswich, another one who, they're in ninth place. They're doing all right again. Not an easy job, Ipswich. Right, we're going to move on to Division 1, guys. You got anything else to add before we move there?
No.
Right, we're going to start at the bottom of Division 1. We had a look at the top of Division 1 earlier, didn't we? So, bottom of Division 1 at the moment is Huddersfield, no points. Fulham, 1 point. Derby, 1 point. Burnley, 2 points. Southampton, 3 points. Forest, 3 points. Leicester, 3 points. Wolves, 4 points. So, is there anyone down there who shouldn't be, lads, do you think? Or
Southampton. I'm surprised Southampton. They've got a brilliant side. They've got a very attractive side.
I think Derby are where they're going to be. I think Derby had such a good season last year. They were going to struggle the moment they went up. I'm not at all surprised at where they are.
No. I don't know. Etienne's an astute guy. I think he might carry on Mark's good work, but only time will tell.
Can't see Huddersfield going down either. I know they're pointless, but I can't see them going down.
Let's go up near the top half last season, guys.
I mean, Southampton, yeah.
Yeah.
I look at their team, and obviously they've actually got quite a number of players that belong to Arsenal at one bit, and I just think he's building such an attractive side. And I mean, when you look at his schedule and who he's played, all right, he's down there, but he's played Everton, which are a very good side. He's played he's played Chelsea. So, I can't see. It's like you say, it's early doors, but I can't see Southampton Southampton, which squad he's got and which squad he's building, being there for long. He's only won 4, lost 3, but he's already got like a couple of big guns out at way, and the squad he's actually got is very, very attractive for future. There's a couple of players that, if I had time to breathe, and I'm not, obviously I've gone for bigger rated players. There's a lot of players at Southampton that I actually think are quite attractive.
Who's the Leicester manager?
Leicester manager is Dario.
Do we ever hear anything from Dario?
Not an awful lot, mate. No, he's a brilliant manager, but we don't hear too much from him there. No. I'm going to go top half now. So we've got Watford in 10th on 5 points. West Ham in 9th on 6 points. Everton in 8th on 6 points. Manchester United 7th on 7 points. 1 point from the last 2 games. City 6th on 7 points. Celtic 5th on 9 points. Liverpool 4th on 10 points. Tottenham 3rd on 12. Goal difference splits them from Arsenal in 2nd and Chelsea in 1st. So United again, they've had a bad week this week, haven't they, lads? Will Dan get them back on track? Can he get them back on track, or is he a bit behind the top 4? Tom?
Squad-wise, they're probably a little bit behind, but 3 points behind Liverpool. 1 win, they're right back in it. It's right. Their squad's probably a little bit weaker than some of the others, but they're not exactly poor, are they?
No.
They got 94s, 95s in there, so a lot of people have swapped places with them.
Simon, what do you think, mate? What do you think United will do this season?
I don't know. I think it's you look at the top teams, and there's so many that have got so much talent, and it's going to be too difficult to choose anybody. It's like Tom was saying, if anybody goes above Chelsea, they're going to win it. But it's all right. I'm also got a little girl that's coming to my left because she's slowly opening my bedroom door at the moment, so I'm watching out for her as well. So she suddenly dives across the table or across the bed, that I'm that by daughter. So, but no, I think you look at the players they've got and the squads they've got. It's like every division. You just can't pick anybody.
Well, where you're here, Simon, I'm going to ask you for your pick. Who's going to win the title in Division 1? You've got
Division 1.
Got 3 guys sitting with you. Who's he?
Do you want? I'm going to say this, and it's. I actually think it could be Arsenal.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think I just look at the way they're playing at the moment. I've looked at because you said have a good big study of them. Yeah. I had a look around. I looked at the formations, and I think the squad is more combined. I think Tottenham. I agree. I think the squad is a bit thin. And if they get a couple of injuries or, they lose a bit of strength, they could start to struggle. Chelsea the same. But as you said, look at last year. Who would have said Derby would have won the second division? At a canter. It wasn't. No one was close to them. But there were so many teams there that were good.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to say Arsenal for the moment.
Chelsea's got Suarez banned for the next 3 games.
Yeah.
That's a big loss.
Yeah, true.
But the fixtures lined up, he could actually survive without Suarez.
But he's playing his mate at Liverpool.
There's only Liverpool. The other 2 he should be able to manage without Suarez.
That's a big game.
That Liverpool's a massive game.
The Master versus the Pretender. Yeah. That's a huge game.
It's a huge game.
Yeah, that deserves billing that one, definitely.
This season will come down to head-to-heads of the top 6.
I think you're right, mate. Jonny, your level with United now. Do you think United can go better this year?
You put me on the spot there, don't you? Do I think United can go better? Better than what? Better than what they finished last season?
Well, I was praising him last week. I thought Dan, but he's had a disappointing week this week, I think. So he's got to put that slide to bed and get back on winning ways, hasn't he? That's what I mean.
Yeah. I honestly don't know, Nick. I honestly don't know. I just, as far as the actual game world, it's brilliant for the game world that we're actually talking about all these teams that could win it. Because last season it just didn't happen, did it? You know?
No, absolutely.
It's really, really exciting to be in it now.
Mick?
Me and Jonny's talked at length about all the people, you know, the Power Six. And on the day, I think Arsenal and Tottenham are the bottom of the Power Six. I think if Chelsea and Liverpool, Man City and Man United field the strongest 11, I actually think they're above me and Tottenham. And it just shows.
See, I totally. That's wrong. That is.
No, yeah, but no. Listen,
I'm putting my point in, right?
You've had your point.
No, I am. He asked me about Man United.
He's asking me now.
No, he's not asking you. Nobody's asking you jack shit. So wind it in, right? I'm just chipping in my 2 pence. Tom's holding midfield is Modric 95, Busquets 95. My holding midfield is a 91, 91, 90, and 93.
What about
so he smashes me there.
What about your back four and your front four?
No, but I'm on about, you said starting 11. So if everybody puts the strongest starting 11 out, my midfield gets smashed by yours and Tom's.
Yeah, interesting. Interesting.
Midfield, though, but not up front. You've got fucking Ronaldo, for fuck's sake. Well, get it right.
He could hit a bando with a banjo at a minute. He's going out on loan next week.
But what I'm saying is the strongest 11, I think Tottenham and Arsenal, in my opinion, at bottom. But the thing is I think me and Man City have got strongest, probably 21, 22. We can suffer. We can suffer sort of injuries and still have decent replacements.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to lend Ronaldo to Aston Villa, but he said he don't like old players, so that's that.
I don't want that codger playing for me. Sorry.
Right, guys, now I'm going to mention a post today. Then I've posted today a video. Summer Game World. It's not my Game World. It's mine with Rob and with Richie. We're all so three of us are going to run it all equal. Because simple reason is I was going to run it, and this week I had a problem. And I couldn't deal with it. You know, I'm friends with so many people, and I had two guys come to me in a game world with a dispute, and I was like a pig in a poke trying to sort it out. I'm going to be honest with you. Got two mates. So who do you believe when you got two mates saying this? He done this, he done that, and it just made me decide. You know, I can't run a game world because I don't feel I'm strong to run a game world. But I want to try to run a game world, but I need two strong people next to me. So I picked Rob and I picked Richie. I trust them both. Rob's got my vision on the game world, actually the interactive side, and Richie I trust with my life. So that's why I just want to explain that. As I said in the video, TFSL, NYT are my first concerns, you know, and always will be. I'm always going to be putting in shifts there. I'm absolutely blown away with the feedback we got from that video today. The feedback's been amazing. The interest is amazing. And that's it now. I don't think we need to add any more on that subject, and let's focus on TFSL this season now. But I just need to say that tonight and explain the situation. Right, guys. Anything else this week caught your eye in TFSL?
Just Mick buying about 1893 rated players.
It's been a very good week on the Facebook page as usual. I've not had time to go on the newsfeed, Jonny. You're my newsfeed man. Has there been much going on in the newsfeed?
It's just absolute madness on newsfeed. Absolutely, it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Absolutely brilliant. That's good to hear because I like to.
Guys, I'm really sorry, but I've got to say, because she won't leave the bedroom, I have to say good evening for my daughter.
Fine, mate. Fine.
Her name's Darcy, and she won't leave the room until I say to you all, good evening, and how are you?
Brilliant.
Hi, Darcy.
Hi, Dan.
Hi, Darcy.
All right, now you got to go. Okay,
Brilliant.
go. Okay. There
Right,
you go.
guys, I'm going to wrap this up because I need to get home because I'm at work. I want to thank Simon for coming on. You're great value, pal. You're welcome.
No, pleasure.
Tom, brilliant, mate, as always. Come on anytime, Tom. Thanks,
Tom. Thanks, Simon.
No worries.
Thanks, Mick, as always. Jonny, thanks, pal.
Piss off, Mick. Cheers,
Tom, I'll be doing the tape in a few minutes. All right, Tom.
All right, mate.
Okay, mate.
All right, guys.